Market update on the 12th, another 1% day today, and going into CPI tomorrow. The question is, obviously, are we going to go up or down big time tomorrow? A few different possibilities. So on this move right here, we know this is A and this is B. Is this an ABC pattern right here, or is this a 5-wave pattern? If it's a 5-wave pattern, then I see this is the third wave right here, and then we pretty much hit that in the morning, and then we bounced around all day. A typical fourth wave, really. So if this ends up being a 5-wave move, I would expect a little bit of a drop maybe after CPI, and then a ramp up here. My target, according to Fibs, would be about 420. Maybe not break the high of this. However, we have a lot of resistance from back in June all the way through about 417.61. So I could also see us getting caught up in here, even if we break the high of yesterday or today. So we'll have to just see how that goes, but I could see it definitely being a 5-wave move. In fact, I'm kind of leaning that way. Overall, I think there's a very good chance we have 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, 4, and then a move up here to maybe like 415, 416, but really it could go as high as 420 over the next couple of days. The other possibility is this is ABC, and we're looking for a, that would be an X wave. We're looking for a Y wave down here, possibly to fill this gap right here at 400. I could see that happening as well. So it really just comes down to the CPI report. We'll see how that goes in the morning. And here's the thing too, on this 5-wave move, if we go to 415, 416, that could still be the X wave. And then we could still come down here and then go higher later in the month. So we basically got to wait until we get a strong move down that ends up being an impulsive wave. The reason that I'm leaning towards higher is because if you look on the 15-minute time frame, you'll see this is definitely a corrective wave right here, and this looks pretty corrective as well. And so it looks like a fourth wave to me. It doesn't look like a move down, although it could be ABC, ABC, and then one more move down, and then bounce, and then another move down. So it could still be ABC down, but I'm leaning towards it being a fourth wave when we go higher tomorrow. So those are the two possibilities short term. Either way, there's a good chance we go down here and then come up here to 420 later in the month. So again, it just depends on if we get an impulsive move down, which is a 5-wave move, then we'll know that we're getting, we pretty much topped out. We're going to need a move that's pretty steep too, maybe down to like 395 or maybe even like 390 for a first wave. So that move is not going to cut it for obviously going down here and breaking the lows of 388, which I'm predicting is going to happen. So tomorrow we'll just see. Are we going to get a move higher? Or are we going to get a move lower? Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm leaning towards higher. I actually have I have 5 different put contracts, and I have those hedged. Those are for farther dates out. Those are for October, and I bought 3 of them today. And then I have 4. I don't have that many, but I have 4 like 415 calls for Wednesday. So I'm hedged decently. I'm still like pretty bearish from here, but short term, I think it's a pretty good gamble to, you know, put a few contracts in the call area and see what happens. So I think there's a good chance those will print tomorrow, and I'll make decent money, not very many contracts. And I'd probably close out my puts, to be honest, and then rebuy when we actually hit the top. But we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. I bought those puts, and I was like, I need to hedge for sure because this looks like it's a pretty good 5-wave move. So let's go to the VIX now. The VIX, it bounced off of 2266 when I said it could go down a little bit farther, but right here, it looks like it finished a 5-wave move down. And so it's looking like it bottomed right here. If you go down to the 30-minute time frame, you'll see that it's possibility of a 5-wave move right here. If that happens, or if that's if that is the case, maybe there's a pullback here to the low 23s, and that gives SPY enough juice to go up a little bit higher. But honestly, if we're going to sustain that move, we're going to have to go lower than 22.65. I don't really see it happening. Anything's possible on the VIX though, because as you know, technical analysis on the VIX does not work very well. So we'll see what happens. On the larger time frame, obviously I have it going to 33 as the next target based on this being a 5-wave move. The 1.61 fib is at 33. So that's my next target overall, and that should be enough to get us to new lows below 390. Where we're going to go below 390 is kind of wait and see based on what happens over the next couple of days. But we have so many different things coming up that we'll have to just watch the chart and see what happens. DXY is really falling pretty hard. And I don't know if in the last video was, yeah, I was talking about this being a 5-wave move. It actually played out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely a 5-wave move. So we have 1 right here. So basically right here, this is pretty bearish though, because, well, short-term bearish. I'm looking for a pullback to at least 109.32. This chart is setting up though to be pretty bullish for the overall market, because we might get a short-term pullback, but then we should come down here to 103 or 104. Based on this, the 1.61 fib is at 106, so we bounce and then go down a little bit lower. We should hit the target of at least 104.65 for an expanded flat. So that's bullish short-term. And who knows? I mean, this started on July 13th, took about a month. They could stretch out this C wave all the way into midterms. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens with SPY, but this is pretty bullish overall for it. The VIX is bearish for it. So we need a little bit more time to really figure out what's going to happen. But in summary, the two possibilities are a 5-wave move higher, and then it would be an amazing short, anywhere from 411.72, probably up to like 417.69 would be a great short in there. If we fall down, I would be looking to fill this gap down here at 492. So those are the two possibilities. And then even if we do a 5-wave move up here, we'll have to see if that is the exact top for the B wave, or are we still going to come down here for a Y wave and bounce for the overall B wave. So basically we can go A, B, C, B, C, or we could go A, B, C, and then go straight down. Those are basically the two possibilities. And then within this A, B, C move, it's not finished here, or it is finished here. So A, B, C, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up. So if you're hedged both ways for tomorrow, then you're doing pretty good. I don't think there's any way of knowing which way it's going to go with that finish and the way the chart looks. You're pretty much just guessing. So that's pretty much it. One other thing we can look at that was kind of interesting I looked at today was TLT. And it's interesting because bonds are selling off and SPY is going up. And look at the last rally. In June, we went from 108 to 121 during that rally. And now we're doing the opposite. So bonds were going with the market, and now we're doing the opposite. Bonds are going down, and the market is bouncing. So I think that bonds usually tell the story, and they're usually the ones that are right. But it could go either way, because again, if you look at this chart though on the weekly time frame, it looks like ABC, B, and then possibly a 5-wave move right here for a bottom. So if that's the case, then you'd be looking for a bounce. and that would mean that stocks could go higher as well. And the dollar is setting up to go lower too, and the VIX looks like it's setting up to go higher, but you never know. It could roll over more because the technical analysis doesn't work very good on it. So a lot of mixed indicators right now. The yields are still up as well. If they fall off too, if they stay up, then it's bearish, but if they fall off too, that's bullish for the market. So I'm not really going to predict the long term right now. Just focus on the short term for tomorrow. We'll see how this plays out. I'm leaning bullish. Look for a fifth wave up here tomorrow, short term in the morning, and then we should begin a sell off down to probably at least fill this gap, I would think. But yeah, basically that's it for today. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know how you're playing this move. And let's see what happens tomorrow. Good luck trading tomorrow, and hopefully we all make some money. All right, have a good night.